Jimmy Failla, and this is Fox News Saturday Night. Come on, hop in. Welcome to another big episode of the Cable News Keg Party. And wish us luck bringing America together tonight, because this country is fighting like cats and dogs. Luckily, it won't go on much longer because most of the cats and dogs got eaten this week. Yeah, that was a total cheap shot at my friends and family in Springfield, Ohio. But if you looked at this jacket and expected highbrow humor, I'm not the bad guy here, okay? I look like the maitre d' at a strip club on St. Patrick's Day. Like Erin Go braless. That being said, we got a fine panel joining me in the champagne room tonight, so get out them singles. He is the highest rated talk radio host in Philadelphia, which is not easy for a conservative to do because Democrats usually win Philly with 133% of the vote. Rizzioli, a big hit with the living and the dead. He is back on the panel. Hot damn, girlfriend. Looking good. She may look 12 years old, but when you hear her analysis, you will swear she's at least 13. Elections correspondent at the Federalist, Brianna Lyman, is here. The cat gets nuts. And lastly, we always say this show appeals to both sides of the political aisle. Well, he might be the only guy on earth who can hang with both sides of the baseball aisle after winning a World Series with the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. Johnny Damon is here, and unlike his playing days, he no longer looks homeless. Johnny, can we talk about this period in your life for a second?
Sure.
This was the idiot's phase.
Yes.
Okay.
It was the idiot's phase.
What
sure.
actually got you to that look on the field? The only reason I ask is 'cause we're all fans here. You're in a safe space, okay? But most times we'd see a pro ball player on the streets and like, hey, give him a Sharpie. Me and my dad saw you and gave you a dollar. I'm kidding.
And I kept that dollar.
Yes, you did, baby. It was a vibe.
Yeah, it was that concussion I had back in 2003.
All right, way to make me feel bad.
Yeah. So I was very lazy and couldn't do anything. I came back and played after 3 games of being
Beat
concussed.
up.
And nowadays it takes 6 weeks for guys to go through all that, but it's the playoffs. I wanted to win a championship. Unfortunately, we did not that year, but that's where all this came from. And my wife, and made sure my 8-year-old son, Dash, grew his hair out long. So
I love this. So it became like a movement.
It became a movement.
And it's a heartfelt movement. And if anybody at home wants to help people with concussions, you can wire money at Jimmy Failla. It's on Venmo. I kid. As for you, the American people, I am happy to report that after a bitterly divisive week in our politics, the Trump campaign and the Harris campaign were seen dining together earlier this evening.
Stop it! Stop it! Call up, please. Call up.
Okay, so that was actually a brawl at a Panera in Denver. And the bread business could be facing a major slowdown, because if we learned anything at this week's debate, it's that people are trying to avoid carbs.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Don't judge them. It might be keto. You don't know. Now, to be clear, we don't believe migrants are eating cats and dogs unless they're ordering the Times Square chicken kebabs, in which case they probably are. But that was not the only political food news of the week. Ben & Jerry's has unveiled a Kamala Harris-themed ice cream. And it looks good, but it's hard to eat because whenever you open your mouth, you get interrupted by an ABC moderator. I think the point I'm trying to make is that after watching that debate, don't you think the cats in Springfield want to die?
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, everybody right now is looking at this election from the perspective of dead dogs and dead cats. They're jealous of dead dogs and dead cats.
No.
They're wishing somebody would grill them up and just get this over with because it's so freaking painful.
I know.
And by the way, the Ben & Jerry's ice cream, because she fell out of a coconut tree.
Yeah.
And they thought that was a good idea for branding purposes. It's a freaking coconut tree. She fell out of it. She wants to be president. It's not a good look.
Falling out of a coconut tree, not a good attribute.
Right, exactly.
And I kind of resent this because, ice cream became socially active. But I resent that because it's really weird. But like when I was a kid, okay, my white parents yelled at me for having too much ice cream. Now my ice cream yells at me for having white parents. I don't appreciate that. But the real issue getting past social justice, Brianna, it's not about race and it's not about pets, okay?
Right.
It's about the logistical nightmare of dropping 20,000 people into a small town that can't handle it. And I only point that out because you've been outside yelling at migrants to go back to their country. But can we focus on logistics?
No, and that's true. You know, Sunny Hostin on The View, I think it was yesterday, she essentially called the Springfield residents racist.
Yeah.
There were black and white people at those town board meetings last month who were complaining because it's not about race, it's about the logistics of having 20,000 migrants burdening your tax system, your hospitals, your schools.
Mm-hmm. Johnny, let me ask you this, because you've played baseball in every city. Have you ever bit into a hot dog and wondered if it started out on a leash?
Many times.
But do you put ketchup or mustard on it? That's the real question
I am
right now.
straight ketchup
Yes, you are.
and mustard and relish and whatever makes it taste good. Chili dogs.
He's going all in.
I'm going all in.
But can you appreciate how, like, let's say you're in a Yankee clubhouse, okay, and they've got a 40-man roster, September call-ups, okay? If someone comes into that clubhouse and dumps another 30 people, you are just going to have basic logistical issues getting dressed and stuff, playing music, everything else.
Yeah, we had to do that sometimes when they had the September call-ups.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
had to bring in extra lockers, and we had to hide from the Dominicans, you know. Because
That's a cheap shot.
But,
He's coming after you, Milky Cabrera. I'm kidding.
but in the no, hiding from them because they like to show their package. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they walk around naked, right? That's funny.
Yeah, so yeah, we had to deal with it. But the Yankee clubhouse, they're famous for the Philly cheesesteaks.
Yes,
so,
they are. And
they're
that
the
sounds
best.
like a euphemism I'm not going to get into in front of young Brianna.
Thank you.
I kid. Well, the one thing we did learn from the alleged pet eating controversy is that President Trump's concern for dogs explains why he didn't pick Kristi Noem as his VP. Of course, the woman making the most headlines in politics this week was not the South Dakota governor. It was Taylor Swift, who endorsed Kamala Harris and triggered an avalanche of voter registrations after posting on the gram. Now, one thing I would say is Republicans should dismiss this at their own peril because Taylor Swift is backed by so many teenage girls. Kamala has also just gotten R. Kelly's endorsement. So she's picking up a lot of pop singers. Brianna, there have probably been 2 zillion jokes this week about how Taylor Swift became a billionaire by singing about how she has poor judgment.
Yes.
Everyone has sent that as if it was their joke and great. But does that knowledge of her undermine her endorsement?
I don't think it undermines, and I think Republicans should be concerned because we saw a slew of people check out a voter registration site.
Yeah.
But people have to remember, and you and I spoke about this week, she speaks from a place of privilege that she earned. I'm not taking that away from her, but she'll never feel the consequences of people being dropped off in her home, food prices being super high. And so it's unfortunate that young girls my age look at her as someone to look after rather than just listen to her as an entertainer.
Okay, yeah, no, and you definitely used better language than you did on radio. It's like, whew, man, all right. Zioli, Kamala's campaign is already selling the Taylor Swift friendship bracelets, but shouldn't they be using those bracelets to tie up Tim Walz's arms when he walks on stage?
You see he's wearing one now. Did you
Is
see
that true?
Yeah, because he definitely wants to be just the most beta male of the entire country. There's actually a new, it's the B modus, beta male of the United States of America. That's what they're using for Tim Walz right now.
That is my favorite thing about him, the whole he put tampons in the boys' room.
Yeah.
Because if you had a football coach in high school, he might threaten you with that.
Right.
Like the way you're tackling, we ought to put tampons in the boys' room. You
Go
know?
clean up a tampon bin in the boys' room. And also about the Taylor Swift thing, let me just say, as a dad with 2 little girls who one day would like to go see a Taylor Swift concert, I would like a $25,000 government loan so that I could pay for the tickets.
You know what's funny? You know they talk about student loan forgiveness? Yeah, where is Taylor Swift forgiveness?
Taylor Swift concert ticket forgiveness. And talk about price gauging. How about price controls in her freaking concerts? Okay, can we talk about
Big
that?
Scott on. Now, Johnny, this overlaps with you because you are a dad. Have you ever been dragged to a Taylor Swift concert? Although, let me interrupt you because I don't know if drag is fair because you did appear on an episode of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. Have you ever gone without your daughters?
Well, my daughters wanted to go, and son of a gun, it was super expensive. And I have 6 girls, 2 boys, and we just couldn't put it together.
Is that
and,
true? Yeah.
Yeah, it's very expensive. And I said, why don't we watch some videos of Taylor Swift at home, and we can chill and relax, and I can have a good time.
If you have 8 kids, you shouldn't be on Fox News Saturday night. You should be on Hoarders. Like, you're on the wrong show.
Well, I should be at home probably watching my kids.
Party at Damon.
They're fine.
Well, Kamala may have landed the Swifties, but it was President Trump who picked up the most stunning endorsement in political history this week. Take a look. Now, the first time you see a photo of Biden in the Trump hat, you might assume it's fake. But if you've been paying attention to Joe Biden the last 2 years, you knew it was real, okay?
Yeah.
Now, to be clear, he's not actually endorsing Trump because Joe still thinks he's going to win the election. But Zioli, don't you love how now that Biden is out of the race, his handlers put him out in public without his meds?
Yeah.
It's like my favorite thing in the world. He's just wandering around putting on Trump hats now.
He's calling out bingo numbers and spilling Jell-O everywhere he goes and pudding. No, I actually really think he did this because he hates Kamala Harris.
Yes.
When Trump said that in the debate, he goes, he hates her, by the way. Trump was right. I think Biden knows he got shoved out. The most surprised guy when Joe Biden dropped out of the race was Joe Biden. And now he wants his revenge against the establishment. So he's like, yeah, I'll endorse Trump, whatever I can do to help. Sign me up.
It's nuts. Cheney's a Democrat, Biden's a Republican. The wheels are off. Brianna, isn't it crazy to think the bar is so low for the President of the United States that we're all just relieved that he didn't refer to 9/11 as 7/11?
Yeah, but he said he was going to do 9/11, which was really concerning in and of itself. I think everybody was like, what? He's doing what?
Calm down the conspiracy
It's like he hasn't done anything. For 4 years, this man hasn't done anything. And when he decides to do something, he decides to do that?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Why don't you try bring the prices down first or closing the border? Like, small steps.
She's mad as hell. She's not taking it.
I love it. That's great.
Johnny, you're used to dealing with crazy people because you played with Manny Ramirez. I kid. Shout out to Manny. But would you sign with a baseball team if Joe Biden was the manager?
No.
You're not doing it.
No, I'm not doing it.
You stick with Joe Torre over Joe Biden.
Oh, absolutely. Someone needs to call the shots, and he may tell me to go in and pitch to start the game. And you guys know me as not having that strong of an arm. These guys are going to be teeing off against me. So, yeah, we don't want that.
We're living in an America where the manager got ejected from the game. And now everybody's just looking around the dugout. That's it. Good night, everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.